All right, y'all. So look, I had this thought the other day, um, and this went back to when Michael Jordan's son had gotten his most recent trouble, right? And my thought was, well, if you're a rich individual, you're somebody who's got an empire. I mean, Jordan, you got to say that man got so much money, he got an empire. But even if you're just, a rich business owner or even just a business owner in general, somebody who's successful in life, what have you. What do you do? What happens when you pass? You know what I'm saying? Are you grooming somebody to take over your businesses, take over your empire, take over your fortune and continue, things? Are you trying to pass this off, to your family or what have you? Um, and a good thought, or this is a good thought, right? Michael Jordan is worth $3.5 billion, right? $3.5 billion. So who is he supposed to leave his wealth to? And his, like, his name. I mean, you passing on the Jordan name and brand. Who's he supposed to leave that to? Now I gotta check. Maybe I need to do a little bit more research, right? I don't know how many children he has, but the only one they talk about is the one that's always in trouble. You know what I'm saying? He out here. What was the most recent thing? I think he was busted with like cocaine or something like that. Um, You know what I'm saying? Is he a typical rich, spoiled kid that's gone wild? That happens a lot. These kids, they grow up, they got money. Lots of stuff is handed to them, but then also, they're children of people who are rich and maybe didn't have the time to properly raise them or, put their influence on them. Or some people are just bad parents too. We're in the worst generation of parenting ever, right? Um, so, I mean, it's really crazy when you think about it, right? So, here's another one that had come up. Oh, I clicked on the wrong story. So, here's another one that had come up, right? Um, so, I live here in Columbus, Ohio, and one of the staples of Columbus, Ohio is Block's Bagels, right? Block's Bagels has been around for almost 60 years. Um, Locally owned and everything. Um, they used to have more than one location. But they've been successful. To survive for 60 years, you have to be successful, right? So this story came up um, that Block's Bagels was closing after 58 years of business, right? So less than a month after the death of founder Harold Howell Block, the bagel business he founded 58 years ago will close indefinitely on March the 2nd. Statement from the family. This challenging decision comes as the family takes time to reflect and grieve while also recognizing that with no other Block's family members actively involved in the business and the bakery's lease coming to an end, this was a natural moment for transition. So that when they say transition too, they're not talking about selling this company to somebody else. They're talking about closing it because nobody else in the family has any involvement in the business. They've just been, I guess, living off of um, Mr. Block's success, living off his business. I don't know what other business ventures he may have had. And maybe now that he's passed and they're inheriting this, I do know that his son was involved at one point. Um, oh, where was it at? So it said their son, Steve, eventually had took over the business. So he was working the business, but he passed away in 2022. Right now, it doesn't mention who else is in his family, but you have a family business, right? You started this business. You started out as one location, a small family owned business. And the only person involved was his son, who's passed away. So that means that then when he passed away in 2022, I guess, this man who just passed, he's 91 years old. That means that what, 3 years ago, um, at the age of like 88 or something like that, he had to go back into running his business. And now that he has passed away, there's no one to leave it to. So there's no successor. There's no one else that was interested. No one else, who knows? I don't know if it was that no one else was interested in learning the business, or maybe he didn't think anybody else was capable of running the business. But it's sad that nobody else has any insight on running the business. And then, too, when you really think about it, they could hire some sort of business consultant to help them continue the business. Now, it will be a learning experience for that business consultant to learn this particular business. But if they have some sort of experience, helping people set up businesses, how to run them and stuff like that, I mean, that still would be somebody who would be helpful, right? Who you could go through if you wanted to maintain it. I mean, it's had a following for 60 years. It had multiple locations. I drive by the current Block's Bagel that's open every single day when I go to work. It's on my way to work. And there's always business there. There's always people there. You know what I mean? So um it's just, it's sad. So when you think about that, right? So this is somebody, we're talking about somebody local here. I don't know that he's a billionaire like Michael Jordan is, but just think about it, man. These rich people, they've got these successful businesses, empires, etc. What do the people do? They don't have anybody to pass it along to. So somebody basically just inherits whatever they can sell the business for or sell the brand for when these people pass away and live on forever. Now, mind you, if that happens, say in Michael Jordan's situation, if Michael Jordan is really worth $3.5 billion, then whoever inherits his wealth, inherits, his name, his business, etc. If they sell it, they're still set for life, or at least should be. Anybody can blow all their money, but they're still set for life. But um, we talk about generational wealth and wanting to be able to pass stuff down, to our descendants later on in life. Once we pass away and our name live on forever. And it's sad when you really think about that, man. But um, I don't know. I mean, even the smallest thing, like, I have a cargo delivery business. I transport freight, right? Small business. I'm not rich. I'm doing well for what I do and when I do it. But um, even though my son is on a completely different career path, right? This is a business that I could teach to anybody. You just got to be willing to learn. It's not hard to pick up. So, I mean, a little bit of grooming, having go on a few trips with me, some deliveries, keep him up to date on changes and stuff like that. Like, hey, if you ever want to keep this going when I pass away, this is all you need to know. I mean, it's easy to arm somebody with the information, to continue on. So if you're somebody out here, and you're some sort of entrepreneur, you've got your business, you have a nice wealth, portfolio or what have you. Make sure you passing that on. You schooling the younger generation. Share the knowledge with your family, even if you don't want to share the wealth with them at this point in time. Because you don't have the ability to, or it's not right to give away your income or what have you. I'm not saying you could be a billionaire and you're not necessarily obligated to pay for or take care of someone else's needs, but why not school somebody else on how to get money, maintain it, have options in life, be successful. um you know just think about things like that, man. So that was just a quick thought, a karate in the garage short, if you will. You can follow me right here on YouTube, whatever, man. Hopefully you're already subscribed, but if not, go ahead and subscribe. Like the comment, like the video, or like the video, comment, share the video. Let me know your thoughts, man. I appreciate y'all for showing up. I'm gone.